Okay, so this is weird. Yeah, my car just shut down. Well, here I am, downtown Montreal, enjoying some phenomenal crepes.
The traffic's busy, and I've got some officers here.
Well, here we are, guys. We're back in the Plaid, ready for another road trip. We got the bed set up in the back here, and we're headed east this time, but we are headed to a unique city, really cool city of Montreal in the province of Quebec. So we're gonna check out some really cool spots. I've got a very special appointment that I gotta get to tomorrow morning. Today is Sunday, and it's just afternoon. And the trip is gonna be, I think it's around 400 miles or so, give or take. So we're gonna check in at some cool charging spots and see what we can see in the funky city of Montreal.
Well, here we are at the Orangeville Supercharger, a little north of Toronto. We got the Plaid plugged in here, and I wanna show you guys what our setup is here for accommodation. We've got the full bed set up in the back here, lots of pillows, keep it comfy. We're gonna make our way traveling east. We're gonna be on the Highway 401. A portion of that is the Trans-Canada Highway, which you would have seen in our Eastern road trip when I headed all the way out to Cape Spear, Newfoundland. What a trip that was. I'll put a link for that video in a card up in the corner. You can check that out. In fact, there's a full playlist because we took this car right here behind me all the way across Canada. We went to Tofino, British Columbia, and then all the way east to Cape Spear, Newfoundland. This is a little shorter trip this time. We're gonna stay in the Plaid tonight. We're gonna find a nice spot in downtown Montreal to stealth camp, and we're gonna take you guys along so you can see the ins and out of living in a 1,000 horsepower hotel room. So let's get this party started. Let's get on the road. We'll see you on the highway.
Well, we're on the road here. We're sitting at about 91% state of charge. The car's telling us, actually it did tell us to go to Kingston to charge, but now it's saying we can go further to a place called Gananoque, and it says we're gonna reach there with 18%. Now, when I left the Supercharger in Orangeville, it said we were gonna reach there, I think, with 16. So the range is increasing. Now, weather-wise, it's beautiful. It's 19 degrees Celsius. Sunny. It was pouring rain this morning, so I was concerned about that, but it's beautiful. Perfect conditions to drive. Check in with you in a little bit. We'll see how this trip's going. Well, look who's calling us. It's Tim. You remember Tim from our cross Canada road trip? Let's see what he's saying.
Hey, buddy.
Yo, Tim, what's going on?
I was driving. I figured I could just chat with you for a minute or two if you had a moment.
Sure, buddy. Yeah, man. Just cruising on the 401. Just got through some crazy traffic, and yeah, it just started to break up here, out past, I don't know, towards Port Union on the 401 heading east.
Okay.
Yeah, it was pretty much a nightmare all the way from Mississauga out to Scarborough on the 401.
Oh wow.
They've kind of been switching me around as to which charger, so I'm not going to Kingston anymore because the range on the car keeps going up.
Oh.
So usually that happens when you take a road trip. Remember, it happened on our trip too, actually. It kept kind of going longer and longer.
Right. I guess you get used to the speed and
Exactly.
whatever. Yeah.
So now I'm headed to Morrisburg, which I think is the last supercharger in Ontario when you're heading east.
Okay. Cool.
So, yeah, man, wish you were here with me. The co-pilot situation is very lacking right now.
Oh, buddy. I wish I could too, man.
It's just me and everybody on the video, you know?
Yeah.
Anyways, they need a little bit of Tim here and there, you know?
Yeah.
Keeping it classy.
Yeah, buddy.
All right, bro.
Yeah, man. Well, it's good to hear that you think you're going well.
100%. 100%.
Yeah, man.
Talk to you. Okay, bye for now.
Bye.
Tim. So here's a little update. We've been driving for a few hours. We just got into the township of Kingston. There's lots of chargers around here, but the Tesla mapping here sent us to, or it's sending us to a place called Morrisburg, which is about an hour and 15 minutes past Kingston. And it's saying we're gonna arrive there with just 2%, provided we keep our speed down below, I think it was 110 or 105 kilometers an hour. So 60, 65, 70-ish miles an hour, somewhere around there, which is fine, like whatever, I'm not in a huge rush here. So I'm gonna push through. I'm gonna skip past these chargers in Kingston. There is nothing in between these two spots. So we could get into some trouble, but we'll see how it goes.
Well, we just reached the supercharger here in Morrisburg. We got the Plaid plugged in. We rolled in here with about 4%, which is 2% higher than what the computer ended up saying we were gonna be at. But the closer we got to the exit, the estimated percentage of arrival actually jumped from 2% and we rolled in with 4. So I guess the BMS system is still recalibrating, but we're about 2 hours outside of Montreal. We're about to cross the Provincial line here in about, I'm guessing about 40 minutes, maybe 45 minutes, that type of thing. But cool little plaza, brand new version 3 chargers here. We've got 8 cabinets behind me. There's a gas station here, McDonald's, and a car wash and a few other things around. Little grocery store across the way, but nice little spot here in Morrisburg. We're gonna get charged up here, get back on the road. We'll see you on the highway. All right, guys, here we are. We've reached the provincial line of Quebec. We're excited. We're about an hour outside of Montreal. The traffic's busy, and I've got some officers here that have been so gracious to allow me to shoot a quick video here. So we'll catch you in Montreal.
Currently cruising the streets of Montreal looking for, actually I'm trying to get down this one-way street to this charger. Apparently there's some chargers down here. They'll probably be full, but man, the roads are rough here. This is crazy. Well, we're here in downtown Montreal, really funky area of Montreal I've never been to, a bunch of cool restaurants. The next street over is where we're headed to HELM Brewing Company, and that is a microbrewery that was recommended to me by a guy in Halifax, Nova Scotia when I was on my trip out east. So I didn't have time to stop in on my way back through, heading home. So here we are today, gonna check it out. So that was HELM Brewing Company. That was fantastic. Amazing gourmet poutine. It was a lot of fun, and would definitely recommend it. It's quite the vibe here in Montreal. We get the Plaid parked up here on the street, and I've got some funky restaurants. I'm gonna take you over and we're gonna check out this one here. So I'm here at Jacques Lecoq, and we're gonna try out some of their chicken tenders. These are, they call them rouge, or that's the red hot spicy. So let's see how it is. So hot. Wow. Oh my gosh. The heat really comes on afterwards. Wow. I gotta get something to drink. Woo. Worth the try though. Check them out. So this sandwich is the Jack Buffalo. This thing is loaded with, oh my gosh, all kinds of sauce and veggies and jalapenos and fried chicken. Let's try it out. It is juicy, hot, flavorful, fresh. The bun is delicious, steamed. 1000% recommend.
Here we are at the Laval Supercharger here in Quebec. We're about 10-12 minutes, not too far from the downtown core of Montreal, but it's nice and empty supercharger here. These are older cabinets, they're version 2, 150 kilowatt units, and there's only one other guy over here in a black Model 3 charging. We get the Plaid plugged in. We're doing a full pull charge here tonight because we're gonna car camp, and I'm not gonna have any level 2 charging to plug into just based on where I need to be for my appointment tomorrow morning. We'll knock that out of the way and then begin the 400-mile journey back home. So let's get this thing charged up, get bedded down for the night, and we'll see you in the morning. We are camped out here and gonna get some sleep. Big day tomorrow. Good night, everybody.
Well, good morning. Had a great sleep and gonna get out of Laval here. Ended up camping out at the Supercharger Plaza and gonna head into Montreal, and then we're gonna hit the road and head home. So Tesla camping for the win. Well, the traffic here in Montreal is just wild. But we're making our way through here. It is incredible congestion, crazy potholes, road work, emergency vehicles all over the place. It's a zoo. Wow, I just don't want to get hit. Oh man, just want to get to my destination safely, but let's see how it goes.
Well, here I am, downtown Montreal, enjoying some phenomenal crepes. Absolutely delicious. Just sitting on the front steps of this beautiful cathedral. Got these little birdies that are hanging out here, and they're looking for something to eat. Let's give them a little something there. There he goes. What a cool city. Highly recommend. Come and check out Montreal. There's the iconic Burke's Jewelers building. They're one of the top Rolex dealers. Go. What is this? Looks like a glitch in the Matrix.
Well, we just landed here at the Snowdon Deli here in on the outskirts, I guess. It's not exactly downtown Montreal, but it was recommended to me by my buddy Zach, who has got family here. Zach's in California, but he road trips up here to Quebec all the time. So shout out to Zach. We'll put a tag for his Twitter, his X bio up here. You guys can go and follow him. He's got some awesome Tesla content. But shout out to Zach, and let's go check this place out and see how the food is.
Here's the matzo ball soup. Let's give it a try. Let's try this matzo ball soup here. That's really funky. Good broth. Here's the famous smoked meat sandwich here. Nice and thick cut rye bread, mustard, and the famous fries. All right, so we're gonna try these fries here. Zach says these are amazing, so let's give it a whirl. Huh. He's not wrong. Let's try the sandwich. And this thing is loaded with the meat. Oh yeah. That's Montreal.
All right, well, that just about wraps it up here in Montreal. Had a blast. Met some really cool people, actually. Yeah, big shout out to Billy, you know who you are. Thanks for watching. And we're gonna begin this journey home here. I've navigated to the Gananoque, Ontario Supercharger. It says here we're gonna arrive with 4%. You know I like to push it, so let's see how it goes. All right, so a little update. Just dodged those fragments of blown out tire, and it looks like they got the guy pulled over there. Anyways, Gananoque, we have gone up from a 3% arrival to 7. So let's see how that holds up. 49% state of charge. Let's see how she goes. Hey, you're copying my move. We are back in Ontario, baby! Woohoo! Let's go home. Well, home for the time being. If you know, you know. All right, let's pull off here, grab a coffee, and hit the restroom here, and we'll get back on the road. Oh, maybe we'll do a little charging here with the Ivy network. Well, here we are at the en route rest stop. We got the Ivy chargers right here. Chatamo and CCS, and we've got our adapter, so let's charge the Tesla. All right, so this is kind of interesting. This unit over here has the Chatamo and the CCS, and this one here has a Tesla adapter latched onto the Chatamo. Okay, so that's kind of cool. Now I go into the app, and you can see here CCS is 100 kilowatts, the Tesla one is 50. We've got the adapter, so we're gonna pull the 100 kilowatts right there. If we didn't have this, we'd be forced to charge at half the speed with this adapter right here. All right, we've got our adapter put on here. We're gonna plug it in. Here we go. And we've initiated. Let's see. Got it on our phone here, locked in, ready to go. Just heard the glycol coolers kick on. Contactors connecting, and we should be charging here any second. There we go. Well, that worked out great. We plugged into that CCS charger, and let's see here. I actually don't recall what our state of charge was, 40 something, whatever, when we pulled in. But we left with 63% state of charge. So it's saying instead of 7% arrival in Gananoque, we're gonna arrive with 20. So we picked up 13% there just in the moment that it took me to run into the restroom and grab a cup of coffee. Unfortunately, well, you guys know I don't really love Tim Hortons, but that's all there was. I wish we had Robins here in this part of Ontario. We have it in Northern Ontario. I've never done crack cocaine, but this is as close as it gets. Oh, Robins. Robins Donuts, man. I love their coffee. And they're all through the Maritimes. We visited them all through Manitoba and Saskatchewan. But yeah, they need to get some down here in Southern Ontario. Anyways, I digress. So we're headed towards Gananoque. In fact, we might overshoot it and go all the way to Kingston. Yeah, I think we'll do that. Just push it a little harder. We'll catch up with you down the road. Okay, I don't know what's going on here. This is weird. Pull over safely. What is going on? What is going on here? Vehicle shutting down. Okay, so this is weird. Everything just shut down. This is very strange. I wonder if I just lost a drive unit or what. Gotta call Tesla. All right. Very, very strange here. What's going on? Okay, so it says here, just lost the rear left motor. Very strange. Woo! Okay, so that was a little bit stressful. Anyways, we're back on the road. So I called my friend who works at one of the service centers, and he went into the car, checked there's all kinds of error codes and everything like that. But he said that he saw an error code that said both pedals pressed. I don't remember pressing both pedals at all. I don't know what that's about. Anyways, I shut the car down, caused it to go fully to sleep for several minutes while he was looking up those codes, and then did a full reboot, and it's allowing me to drive. It's not screaming at me. Everything seems to be going okay. I've got power. Seems like I have power to both rear drive units. So yeah, we're back on the road. I don't know what the heck that was, but yeah, I've got actually a service appointment coming up just for a little trim piece. So I'll get them to do a full diagnostic, but I am glad I'm back on the road. Thank you, Tesla Service Mississauga. You guys are the best as always. I'm making the push to go beyond Kingston now. We've got enough juice to get us to Belleville, so that's where we're going to push to, which is, I guess, another 20 minutes past Kingston, at least. So 215 kilometers on the clock, 2 hours of driving to reach that destination. And hopefully nothing else happens with the car. I don't know what happened with that drive unit issue. I'm so glad that the system rebooted itself and sorted itself out. Seems to be running fine. We've got power, we've got braking, handling, everything's, there's no noises, so we'll see how it goes, and we'll see you further down the road. Well, here we are at the Belleville Supercharger, and we made it just in time.
Well, we made it here to the Belleville Supercharger. It's quite windy. We arrived with 1% state of charge. We got plugged in here. We're gonna be here for probably 20 minutes or so because these are a little bit slower version 2 cabinets. There's gotta be like 20 of them here. It's a huge location, big mall, lots to check out. So gonna grab the washroom, maybe something to eat. We'll get back on the road. We'll catch up with you a little further down the road. We arrived home safe and sound, no other issues with the car on the way, although I am going to get it taken in to have it looked at and just make sure there's no other underlying issues. But I'm so happy with the way the car performed. Big power, big range this trip, and of course a comfy place to sleep in the back. Highly recommend you guys check out Montreal. Beautiful architecture, so much culture there, and delicious food. Highly recommend. Make sure you put it on your travel list. Montreal, wow. Anyways, that about wraps it up for this video. We'll see you guys in the next one.